Welcome back. This is Starticus Chats. My name's Alistair from Starticus, and I'm joined by Dominic Holmes from eXRt. Dominic, thank you ever so much for being with us today. And you're one of the selected startups in the startup zone. How does it feel to have that validation, in a sense, that people understand perhaps or want to know more about your business for you to showcase?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to actually get out there, get awareness. We're actually a small company, so we need to create that brand and that awareness, get out there. And doing here at Digital DNA, which is a big platform for us, has been really important. Not even just to meet new contacts, but also to meet the existing contacts we've already met pre-COVID. So we've actually met with them, and this is where we're at now. We've come so far.
It's amazing to meet people in real life where you're actually not just looking at the top of their head, like that Zoom thing, which is great and everything. It was brilliant during lockdown, wasn't it? But now it's lovely to be back. So tell us a little bit more about eXRt. What are you looking to do? What does it do itself?
Yeah, so we're trying to tackle a very big problem with stroke rehabilitation. With the rising population of stroke patients in the UK and globally, it's costing a lot of money. Healthcare providers are really stretched, particularly physiotherapists. They're not been able to provide, not for the want of trying, not been able to provide the right level of physiotherapy. So what we've come up with is a virtual reality physiotherapy platform.
Amazing.
So it's a lightweight solution. The patients should just take home for however long their physiotherapist wants them to do their rehab with. Do their physiotherapy using FUN Virtual Reality games. It motivates them because they're only doing 2 minutes of rehab at the minute. And if they're doing their physiotherapy at home, they're not in hospital. They're reducing, bed up or increasing bed up, I would say, and they're off the waiting list. And by doing more physiotherapy, that we can actually provide 12 times more physiotherapy.
What I love about this idea is, like, obviously not on a full-time thing or anything like that, but sometimes I go into schools and I do stuff with young enterprise. And this is the type of idea that I could see kids in schools, because we get them to ideate ideas and think about VR and AR and technologies. And this is the type of idea that a kid right now in schools would come up with, because they understand the importance of that digital transformation for real life pain points. And so for me, this is an idea which is great to actually see in fruition, because this is possibly the proper use of VR. So, tell us about, how did you ideate that in the first place? Where did that come from?
I think from studying at the University of Ulster, I was doing my games development, software programming, and then my granny had a stroke at the time, and then it just happened, I don't know whether it's coincidence or not, or just right on my career path, that PhD come up with game development and stroke. So it's like, this is made for me. So I'll try it out. Got my PhD, and then ever since then I've been doing some research. And then just last year, or just before COVID, in March 2020, we just says, right, let's spin out a company. Let's go let's see if this works, rather than sitting on a desk and research. Let's go see if it works. Get out to people.
And have you gone through any kind of proof of concept funds or anything like that, or?
We've done through some projects like iCure, and that's all about market validation, finding our customers, see what they want and what pains we're trying to solve, and then from that we've been able to get funding from Innovate UK.
Brilliant.
And that there's what's helping us now.
I remember being in the spa in Colmore, right? So I live up in Derry, right? And I remember seeing Fergus Begley, who's from UU, and he said, you got to keep an eye out for this company, and he started, and obviously I've got to give a shout out to Fergus, because he's great anyway, and he's so passionate.
Our TTO and the director in the company now.
And he's so passionate, but he just basically started talking about what you were doing, and I knew it's brilliant to see founders coming through from the Northwest, because obviously we need more entrepreneurs, obviously, to kind of showcase to local people as well, so they understand the potential. So this morning we had Leanne from Elemental Software, and obviously for you to be here this afternoon, it shows me that there's a pathway for future entrepreneurs to come through. So what advice would you offer to someone who's maybe listening in right now and they've got that early stage idea? What thing can you pass on maybe to someone like that for them to learn?
I would say, what can you lose? So if you have an idea and you're passionate enough about it, just drive it and see how it goes. And if it fails, then move on to the next thing. But why not try these things? Like, this was, to be honest, I could have sat and done academia, but now I wanted to pursue this passion. I want to see if I actually can help people.
And it's amazing. I'm assuming, like, obviously, yes, it kind of feels like a little bit of fate in a way, but you need that pain point of knowing someone personally, perhaps, that's been through something like that, so that you know what the difference is that your technology could potentially make.
Yeah. You need some sort of relation there that's going to drive that passion. And for me, it was my granny, and then, all of a sudden, just before Christmas, my uncle has a stroke as well. So that's just sort of really motivated me and drove me to do that. And I think that does help. But and the other side of things, if you have this idea, bring people in that have the passion too. And you'll feed off their passion, and do it that way as well.
Absolutely, like it, and I think obviously we've got this growing kind of health tech and med tech space in Northern Ireland that's really starting to stand out, and it is helped by the universities here and the academic kind of background that people come from as well. So, like, obviously, where would you like to be, say, 6-12 months from now? What stage do you need to be at in terms of your journey?
We want customers, so we want to be looking at private and in public healthcare here in the UK, and we're starting to work on that now. We've just come through a lot of product development to more lightweight solution, so that to try and actually advertise that more and promote it more, and now we're just starting to find those customers, or want to look those customers. So if there's anybody out there,
excellent. So you've gone past the MVP stage, and you've got something there. And you're still developing. I take it like it.
Oh yeah. We're always sort of thinking of new things to expand and make the technology better for patients and the healthcare providers as well.
Aye, and what else could you see yourself doing with eXRt? Is there other areas that you can see this technology being used for and applied to?
Well, we're focused on stroke now, but there's other neurological disorders or physiotherapy physiotherapy techniques as such can adopt. Get into general orthopedics, so MSK as well, those sort of things. But then, as a company, as we grow, there's probably separate products there. We've done work in pain management before, falls prevention, those sort of things, and that's something that we'd like to pursue in the future, in the long term. But I suppose it's about this product now and see where we can get there.
No, brilliant, and congratulations on everything you've done so far. Like, what one takeaway would you say you've learned from the 2 days here of being at DNA?
It's just great to be out there and in person. Like, lockdown, it's probably everybody saying the same answer, but just being out there and actually meeting your existing contacts and new contacts. Like, there's some of the investors I've met that I have never met and never really realised they were out there. That's really good, really good for me to expand my network.
No, brilliant. And like, one of the other things that I've noticed from the startups is their ability to maybe explain what they do more succinctly and quicker, because obviously when you've got someone coming up to your stand, you only have like 10 seconds to hook them. So it's like, you got to say, this is what I do. I mean, someone last night, after I had a couple of Guinnesses, to be fair, said like, how do you make money from what you do? And I'm like, that's a hard question sometimes to be put on the spot to answer. But they're the type of questions that people will ask, and it's important that you have that in your artillery to be able to come back with answers. So I think that sometimes has been a benefit for some of the startups.
100%. And you see the investors coming up with, spoke to a couple of investors now, and it's more relaxed, rather than that big presentation. You're actually getting to know them there and then, and just being able to do that 1 minute elevator pitch is, and practice that.
It helps,
really
doesn't it? It's refining it as well.
100%.
Totally. But no, listen, it's been a pleasure having you with us, and obviously, hopefully, like you say, if one or two things come from these type of things, then it becomes beneficial. And like you say, getting out there, getting word about what you're doing, and you should be really proud of what you've done so far. So listen, congratulations. I can't wait to see where you're at in 6-12 months' time.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Nice
This is Starticus Chat. We'll be back soon after a quick break.